Hello, my friends, and welcome to Leaky Weekly, the show where we discuss the last week or so of cybercrime current events. I'm your host, Nick, and before we get into the show today, a couple quick reminders that everything we discuss, a lot of the claims at least, are made by threat actors themselves, so take them all with a grain of salt. And then another reminder that we do have a community Discord that you can join to talk to people from Flare or cybercrime researchers or just curious people in the world of cybersecurity. So feel free to join that at the link in the description. And we also have our free Flare Academy trainings, which are then posted to the Discord. So if you want to watch old ones, join the Discord and you can see them there. Otherwise, see the link in our description to sign up for the next training. Now, let's get into today's stories. For our first story, the Node package manager has been the victim of a massive supply chain attack. Some of the most popular packages in NPM, Node package manager, were hijacked in what started out at least as a pretty simple phishing attempt by the attacker targeting Qix, who's the maintainer of some of the most popular packages in NPM. Collectively, all of the packages affected total several billion, I think it was 2.5 billion unique weekly downloads. So these are in any code base that has Node in it, probably has one of these packages referenced. Specifically, 18 of the most popular packages in NPM were hijacked by the threat actor to execute this massive supply chain attack. The specific family of malware we're talking about here is Clipper malware. This is what the threat actor embedded into these packages. And basically, Clipper malware inspects ingoing and outbound HTTP traffic and looks for the reference of crypto transactions. It's looking for the to address of a wallet in a crypto transaction being present. And basically, what it does is swaps out whatever wallet is being sent crypto funds with its own. It's trying to intercept funds that are being transferred on the wire. Now, thankfully, the malware was discovered about 2 hours after being live in the packages. The estimates that we've seen are ranging in the thousands of systems impacted, not the hundreds of millions that like Chalk, a popular NPM package alone, gets per week. And certainly not approaching the 2.5 billion weekly downloads across all the packages. So that's great news. Quick response time. Awesome work by everyone involved in cleaning that up. And the threat actor was estimated to have made about $500 in redirected crypto transactions. So a shockingly sophisticated and wide-reaching attack that netted very little gain for the cybercriminal. Now, unfortunately, shortly after, there was another attack on about 40 popular NPM packages that had a different payload that was looking for secrets. So kind of indicative of a trend of threat actors with varying levels of sophistication targeting popular packages. This is nothing new, but these are two pretty pronounced incidents happening very shortly, one after the other. So something to keep an eye on, certainly. And another good example of the basics. You know, this was a simple phishing email that led downstream to this compromise. Certainly no one is immune to this kind of thing. So hopefully no more massive package manager stories. I'm sure everyone's on high alert at all of the popular ones. We'll see what happens. For our second story, Europol has confirmed that a bounty that was circulating in their name, targeting two ransomware admins of the Killin ransomware group, Hayes and Exor, was fake. It was not their bounty. So the Killin ransomware gang, which used to go by Agenda, is a ransomware as a service operation that has pretty high affiliate percentages for their operators. And they're known for some prominent attacks. They've hit big hospitals and charities in the past. And this post, which was targeting two of its admins, was going around in the world of journalism in a channel called Europol CTI. So cybersecurity journalists, cybersecurity researchers were chatting about it and eventually reached out to Europol for comment, which they said, this is not us. We have, and we're kind of surprised people are talking about this. And then shortly after that, it was confessed in the channel by prominent Hellcat member and ex-Breach Forums personality that the whole thing was a troll, get people, stirred up. And for our final story, Interpol has successfully executed one of the largest cybercrime takedowns of all time in an operation they called Operation Secure, which targeted C2 servers and infrastructure of a variety of prominent malware campaigns through the coordination of 26 countries and several cybersecurity vendors. They were able to execute this massive takedown of 20,000 IPs, 69 malware families involved in all of the infrastructure across all the IPs, 41 servers taken down, and 32 suspects arrested, which is in a classical, kind of malware cybercrime operation. That's a pretty staggering number of arrests. This was a really big deal because several, malware families basically shut off overnight. Now, some have restored since then, and some weren't completely knocked off. But there were malware families ranging from ransomware to stealers to, pretty much everything under the sun covered in these servers. Notably, Vidar and Luma, two very popular info stealers, were said to have suffered serious disruptions from these takedowns. Now, the arrests here were really interesting. There were 18 suspects in Vietnam and 12 in Sri Lanka arrested. And the ringleader, when he was taken down, was found to have tons of cash on him, as well as business registration documents, SIM cards, and a bunch of other things that the police said pointed to an operation to target and sell access to corporate accounts. The director of cybercrime for Interpol said, Operation Secure has once again shown the power of intelligence sharing in disrupting malicious infrastructure and preventing large-scale harm to both individuals and businesses. Now, seeing as this shut down Active C2 and apparently also several ransomware campaigns were totally knocked offline from this, I'd say that statement is very true, and Operation Secure was a big success. Obviously, a lot of these malware campaigns, will find their way back online. Still, these disruptions are very important. Thank you again for tuning in to this week's episode of Leaky Weekly. As a reminder, this show is brought to you by Flare, which allows you to monitor external threats across the world of cybercrime so your security team can mitigate risks faster. And another reminder, Flare has a free Flare Academy. The Flare Academy is where we conduct our trainings for the community. Those trainings are live, but are also posted to our Flare Academy Discord. So please also feel welcome to join the Flare Discord community, where you can find cybersecurity researchers, members of Flare, and curious people alike to chat with about the goings-on in cybersecurity and cybercrime news. See you on the next one.